Hi, Nabeela. Thank you so much for coming on the Foghorn Podcast. Very happy to have you here today.
Thank you so much. Really happy to be here.
And what would you like to share with us today?
So I wanted to talk about like how I used to be really shy and really anxious in the beginning, at the end of my high school. So that would be when I was 14, 15 years old. I used to be like really shy and really anxious.
Oh, wow.
And I used to be really socially awkward then.
Okay.
So I think if this was like 14-year-old me, I wouldn't have agreed to be to do this podcast with you. I would have been like I would have found ways to like avoid it.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay. And how did that like affect you, during your school and everything? Like you mentioned the anxiety, like how bad was it?
I think then I didn't recognize how anxious I was. Like, it just stopped me from doing things I knew I had the potential of. It stopped me from like applying for positions. Like we have this school head boy, head girl posts, which are
Yeah.
like some leadership posts. So it would stop me from doing that, even though like deep down, I would be like, yeah, I think I can do it, but then I wouldn't just go ahead and do it. Or it would just stop me from asking questions in class or responding to what questions like teachers would ask.
Mm.
So that way I was like really shy. But
What
I
would
think
yeah. What were you
so
thinking when you so before you wanted to raise your hand? Like what would you think or say to yourself before, or did you
I
just panic?
yeah, I would think that I had the wrong answer, even though because when I would be like in the spotlight, like I when like a teacher would call my name or something, I would like be at loss of words. Like before standing up to give the answer, I would be sitting and probably I'd have like the answer in my head. And then
Yeah.
when I would stand up, it would just come out as like a mumbo jumbo, not making any sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you were panicking. Well, I guess the anxiety, panicking, overwhelm, all of those things.
Yeah. And I think I sort of like recognized that I still had the potential. Like there was this one incident that I vividly recall. So it was in my history class, and I think that day I was particularly just feeling good. I had like I can't remember. It was a day where like we got chocolates and stuff. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly, but what I vividly remember is I put my hand up to answer a question, and then I like answered it perfectly. Like it was like a really insightful answer, which my teacher recognized. So and she like praised me for it. So then I was like, maybe I could actually be okay and not actually make a fool out of myself. Like it wouldn't be that bad if I just raise my hand and answer the question.
Wow. So what do you think happened that day then? Like what changed that day to make you actually put your hand up, and you said it was a good
I
day.
can't remember. Um, I think it was just some sort of energy that I got. Like I said, there were chocolates involved. Like
Oh.
I think I just got some energy and I just put my hand up. I think I do that sometimes. Like I just spontaneously do things to see what the outcome would be. Like to get over like my anxiety. If the anxiety is too much, sometimes I just go ahead and do it.
Wow, wow. And when you say the anxiety, like, is it just like a feeling in your like body? Like how does it affect you, the anxiety? Because I know so many people
Yeah,
have anxiety.
yeah, I think I feel it in my hands. Like I'll be sweating and I'll get really hot, and I'll feel like really hot, and yeah, it'll just make me lose my words, um, and sometimes when I get like really anxious, if I am in like a really new situation, when I'm speaking, I'll just get stuck, and you'll like visibly see me at loss of words, which used to bother me, but now I think I've just got a good hold at it. So when that happens, I just like restart
Wow.
my response.
Wow. So what's helped you the most then? So obviously going for it, that really helped you that day. And what helped you carry on going for it?
I think just I have other qualities like being passionate and motivated. So those things kind of helped me go for it. So I was like, if I be anxious, I won't be able to pursue pursue the best career that I want to, or things
Wow.
like that. So if I be shy and anxious, then it would withhold me from doing something that I really want to do. So that being passionate kind of helps me like just go to do it. Yeah.
And overcome it. Because you
Yeah.
can see that not doing it is actually more painful than going through,
Yeah.
than facing the anxiety. Wow, that's really interesting. And so what advice, oh no, sorry, did you talk to your friends about this, or did you just keep it to yourself?
I think because they're my friends, they knew that I was like really shy and really anxious, but I think they were like my biggest supporters. Like what I would do is I am the kind of person who's like, if that person, if like my friend is doing it, I'll at least give it a try. So
Hmm.
so if it was like something difficult, like if they were going to go try a new restaurant or go to a new place or something, or go um to like a new thing, i would I would be like, yeah, they've done it, so they'll be there to support me, so I can like join them as well. So
Wow.
that's how I think I did um, some things where I would be like, I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for them.
Wow. So your friends have played an important part then.
Yeah.
Like having a support network
Hmm.
has really helped. Yeah, I guess that is
Yes.
very important. And what would have helped? What else could have helped you, do you think, apart from your friends?
I think if there was more conversation of how to like deal with anxiety, and because back when I was in high school, people didn't really talk much about anxiety and stuff, and people didn't really know about like psychological conditions and how bad can anxiety get and what it can manifest and be.
Wow.
So nobody didn't talk people didn't talk to that extent, and I think people thought anxiety was really overrated, like just little bit of anxiety was considered like too much anxiety, but we didn't really realize that it could become something really difficult if not kept in check. So I think maybe conversations about it would have helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awareness is key, isn't it? Awareness, having conversations. And I think you're absolutely right when you say, you know, if you have anxiety and you suffer alone, it can become a much bigger problem. It
Hmm.
can get worse if it's not addressed, can't it? Because then you just,
Yeah.
yeah, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And what advice would you give to teenagers now who are suffering with anxiety and it's stopping them from doing things that they want to do? Because I'm sure there are a lot of teenagers suffering, and adults as well. So what would be your advice for them?
I think for them, I would say that if they're too afraid to do something, I would just say that they should just go for it and do it anyways, because success never came to people who did it easy, right? Success always came to people who like went ahead and did it, who were striving to achieve. And so I think do taking a difficult path, doing a difficult thing will lead them ultimately to their goal, to like achieving what they set out to do. And I think in difficult situations, that if you feel like I find that if there's like a big event coming up, or if there's something that is particularly going to cause me anxiety, like I know it's going to be really difficult for me in the moment, what I do is I plan beforehand. So, like I talked about how I feel at loss of words. So, what I do is I just have like something written down so that, I have like my thoughts organized, and I won't be at loss of words. And I think when I started university, I was really anxious. So before that, I did a lot of planning. Like I planned out the route. I planned out like um, just
Which route? What do you mean the route?
route to university. So I planned out like how that was going to go, like transport,
Oh,
because I was
wow.
really
Yeah.
anxious. Yeah, like how am I going to get there? How many friends I'm going to make, and what will it be like? And university is usually crowded, right? A lot of people are there. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to plan this out, and then I'm going to have my classes, I'm going to have all the information to my classes ready. And that way, like I think I had a really good first day, even though it was super crowded on the first day. I think because I had it like properly planned out and everything, I was like able to bypass the crowd and just and I was also able to make a friend on the first day, which I was like really happy about. Did not expect that to be the case. I was like really thinking about if I would make any friends or not, but I was like really happy to have made a friend on the first day. So I
Wow.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, so planning it out and um, going ahead and doing it is, I think, my advice. And I think if you need help, it's always best to ask. Like even if it's the littlest of things, I think it's always best to ask for help. And I think people are most willing to help. And you will think that probably you're going to be ridiculed, but I think going and seeing what the outcome is better than not doing anything about it.
Yeah, and just worrying about it. No, that sounds like great advice, Nabeela. Thank you. And you mentioned the planning, which really helped
Yeah.
you. Can you just tell us a bit more about that? So planning, so for example, like how would you plan what was going to happen? I understand the transport bit because then you plan how to get there,
Yeah.
what routes, but like planning, what, like have a list of things to do or what to say, or what did you actually plan for the university?
So for university, like I said, I had my classes. I like planned out. So we have at university, we have like four different blocks. So on the first day, the first block was really crowded because that's like the lobby area and everything.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I did not have a class in that block. So I just stepped in for like 2 seconds. I saw the crowd and I was like, I don't actually have a class here. So I was aware that where my classes were and like what building they were in. So then I just bypassed the crowd and I went to like another block.
Ah, brilliant. So you planned where you needed to be,
Yeah.
where you were going. Okay, so you wouldn't get lost or be late or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. Yeah, I think. And also planning what you're going to say in certain,
So
yeah.
yeah, so it's like if uh, if there's a discussion happening in class and I know that I have like an answer in mind, but then when I write it down, it just I'm able to like add more and make it like more insightful. So when like my turn comes, or when like I put my hand up to say something, I'll have like a even though I might get stuck on words, but I'll have like my peers support, and I'll have those words which are there, which is written down, so that will help me like give a proper answer.
So you've got something, it's not just, so you won't go completely blank. Yeah, I think they're really useful tips, actually. I think they're very useful tips. Thank you so much, Nabeela, for sharing that. And what about, what do you think parents can do to help? Can they do anything?
Yeah, I think I can say from my experience that I was able to like come out of my like bubble, like my introverted, like I'm really homebodied, introverted. So I kind of came out of that bubble because my father used to be really encouraging. Like he used to ask me to just do like simple things like make phone calls, or like talk to like the customer service or something like that. So I think I find that a lot of people my age is finding very unnerving to talk on the phone, to like speak to like um, just people on the phone. That kind of helped me to like go ahead and just talk to like random people, ask them for directions or tell them complaints and stuff. So I think that way my father was really encouraging. So
Well,
he asked me to do him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Set yourself small challenges, simple small challenges. Yeah, and small steps. Yeah, that's really useful. Thank you so much, Nabeela. Is there anything else you would like to say before we go?
No, I think you're doing a really good job. I heard Ria's podcast, Ria, who is a psychology student, and I thought that that was really helpful as well. And I could really relate to what she was saying. So I think you're doing a really good job.
Oh, thank you so much, Nabeela. You too. But thank you so much. And I'm sure everything you've said today is going to really help at least one person, like 100%. So thank you so much for your advice, and you're very inspiring, and see you again soon.
Thank you so much.